Hey, reach up there and pull those belts tight. One more time, you're watching the original Rebels Racing League.
Welcome everybody to Richmond Raceway. My name is Josh Hall. This is Intensity Broadcasting's live coverage of your Sunday night truck doubleheader playoff edition. Here we are at Richmond getting ready for some playoff racing here in the Outlaw Rebels series. We see on the side of the board right now, Tyler Barnett, one of our playoff drivers, is currently top of the board. So we take a look at Jonah Caulfield as well. You can see those blue stripes on the front of the truck, on the spoiler, and on the window banner, signifying that this is one of your playoff drivers as well. Let's take a look at your playoff points coming into tonight. And it's the round of, would have been 16, but it is the round of 17. Eddie Smith, Andy Kurtz, Adam Lang, Logan Monteith, Cody Mclean, Jonah Cobert, Michael Swink, Steve Loving, Tyler Barnett, Michael Kosick, Dustin Stewart. Sorry, Daniel Stewart, I apologize. Travis Bieber, Jonathan Cofield, Fry Hubbard, Ryan Derrick, Brandon Pollock, and Steve McDonald. And I apologize if I got anyone. It's Chris McLean, not Cody McLean. I apologize for the wrong names there, but that is who your playoff drivers are coming into tonight. And a little different format than some of the other leagues around here. As you saw, there was a round of 16 or 17 as we see. That's going to be the next two races, Richmond and New Hampshire. Then we're going to cut it down to 12 for Pocono and Atlanta. Cut it down to 8 for Rockingham and Texas. And then the final 4 at Phoenix on June 5th. Fry Hubbard, another one of your playoff drivers out on track. As we got about 2.5 minutes left of practice here. See Andy Kurtz backwards on the backstretch. Andy Kurtz winning Friday night in the Send It Xfinity Series. I'm sorry, the Extreme Xfinity Series. See if he can follow it up tonight with another win to move himself on into the next round. Again, we want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight on Intensity Broadcasting for the Hardline Transport Incorporated Outlaw Truck Series. Again, this is the first race of the playoffs, and it's going to be a slugfest. We saw a slugfest today in the actual Cup Series here at Richmond, and I'm sure we're going to see much of the same as we've seen all weekend. Some strategy, some beating and banging to see who gets themselves a win and moves themselves forward in the playoffs. Again, if you haven't already, don't forget to drop a like, follow, and subscribe. And let us know in the chat who you think is going to be the big winner tonight, who you're rooting for here tonight. It's unusual to see Eddie Smith a little further back on the board, currently showing third on the board. You know, Eddie is working his way, trying to get a championship here in the Outlaw Truck Series. Or is it going to be a return championship for the 5 of Andy Kurtz? Ooh, Kurtz gets loose again off of turn number 2, and that's going to be a bit of a trouble spot all night long, I think, coming off of turn number 2 and turn number 4. It's just so hard to get the power down on these flat corners. Be right along with Andy for a moment. See him fighting the wheel off of turn number 2. Really loose down into the corner, helping the truck turn. And as you step on the gas, sometimes you can't get full throttle until you're at the start-finish line. So, oh, you see him get real loose there by himself, just on the straightaway. So that kind of shows what these drivers are going to be battling here tonight as we get ready for qualifying. Let's see who one of our first drivers out on track will be. Well, looks like everybody's waiting to get themselves on track. Actually, it looks like first truck on the track is the 91 of Logan Monteith, another one of your playoff drivers. Just sitting there, though. Now he starts to roll. Trying to read the name of the foundation on that truck. I want to give them a shout out as well. It's a Derek Holland 60 feet 6 foundation on that truck tonight. I'll just look that up, and I want to give a shout out to this for sure. It is the obviously 60 feet 6 inches is the distance between the pitcher's mound and home plate, which is what the foundation's named after, and it's named after Derek Holland, who's the pitcher who lends its name, to help grow awareness and offer direct financial support to charities dedicated to advancing the research and care for debilitating pediatric diseases, military veterans and their family, as well as organizations that focus on enhancing the well-being of the local community. So a great shout out on that truck. We'll definitely want to say something about that. We see Jamie Mullins out on track right now. Just finished his qualifying attempt, currently in the 6th position. Let's see where Ryan Derrick ends up here. Derrick coming to take the white flag. Derrick comes off of turn number 4, comes across the start-finish line, and he's going to move up into the 9th position. Let's take another one of our playoff drivers here, the 8 of Adam Lang. Currently just took the green flag on his first lap, coming down the backstretch and into turn number 3. His first lap's going to put him up into the 13th position. I love that paint job too. Kind of has that old Dale Earnhardt Jr. look that fades out into black. He makes his way off of turn number 4. Did he catch the wall? He caught the wall just a little bit. That's going to disallow his second lap there, unfortunately for him. See Ryan Huff out on track. Not a playoff driver, but trying to get himself an opportunity for a good finish here tonight. Coming to take the white flag as he makes his way off of turn number 4. Currently moves up into the 10th position. See what he's able to do here on his second lap. And as Ryan Huff comes across the line, he will not improve his time. He will stay in the 10th position. A lot of drivers choosing not to qualify so far. Matt Knights, Brett Bieber, Gary Wright, Steve McDonald, Daniel Stewart, Brendan Pollock, Travis Bieber, Mike Petosa Jr., Greg Froelich, Andy Kurtz, all have yet to take their truck onto the track here to qualify. While we've got a moment, we have some new people in the broadcast. Let's take a look at these outlaw points coming into tonight. And again, usually round of 16 is the round of 17. Eddie Smith, Andy Kurtz, Adam Lang, Logan Monteith, Chris Mclean, Jonah Colbert, Michael Swink, Steve Loving, Tyler Barnett, Michael Kosick, Daniel Stewart, Travis Bieber, Jonathan Cofield, Fry Hubbard, Ryan Derrick, Brandon Pollock, and Steve McDonald. Make up the drivers that are in the playoffs here. And again, 2 rounds here in Richmond and at New Hampshire. Then we'll cut it down to 12 for Pocono and Atlanta. Cut it down to 8 for Rockingham and Texas. Then we'll have our final 4 at Phoenix on June 5th. So a lot of racing left to go. It's going to be an exciting rest of the season here in the Outlaw season and in the Sunday Night Truck Series as well, starting their playoffs tonight. They do only have 16 drivers in their playoff field, so we'll see how this season winds out in both series tonight, as we have about 3.5 minutes left of qualifying. Of course, we want to thank all the series sponsors that help make this possible. Of course, we have our series sponsor, which is Hardline Transport Solutions, fueled by the memory of Matthew Mann, Dangling Racing Designs, Smeal Racing Designs, Shiba Inu Crypto, Peg Leg Felts, P&J Motorsports, Evil Empire Simsport, Thunderstruck Super Series, Kinder Farm and Ranch, Smeal Racing Designs, BK Motorsports, and Slabusky Window Tinting, all pitching in and making it possible to have some great racing on Sunday nights, as we have another truck out on track and ready to do some qualifying. Speaking of Shiba Inu Crypto, here is the 09 of Daniel Stewart, who just took the green flag, making his way down into turn number 3. And his first lap's going to be good enough for a 9th. See what he's able to do here on his second lap. Oh, he loses it off of turn number 4. And that is not going to improve his time. And it looks like he'll be currently starting from the 9th position. I don't think he'll be able to get out there and get another lap in time. See him just sitting at the end of pit road, contemplating going out there for another lap, but it's not going to be enough to improve his time. As we reach the just about minute and a half mark. We get ready for 133 laps here from the tricky Richmond Raceway. So here we go. We got about a minute left, and it looks like there is one more truck on track getting ready to make a qualifying attempt. That is the 15 of Greg Froelich. Froelich just taking the green flag. makes his way down into turns 3 and 4. Runs a little higher up the track. Try to get that truck wound up to get a good lap here on his second lap. Dives it down into turn number 1. Tries to get down to that yellow line. That's the middle of the lane track, though, which is a line that we do see a lot of people run, that middle lane. Get a little bit of speed up there, and time is up, so Fronek will be rolling off from that position. Let's take a look at your starting grid. And of course, your starting grid brought to you by BK Motorsports. And your peg leg pole sitter tonight is the 05 of Chris Mclean, with Eddie Smith starting on the outside in position number 2. Jonah Cofield, he'll be rolling off 3rd, with Tyler Barnett in the 4th position, and Michael Kosick rolling off in 5th. Jamie Mullins, he'll be rolling off 6th, with Fry Hubbard in the 7th position. 8th will be Greg Barnett, 9th will be Daniel Stewart, and rounding out your top 10 is the 91 of Logan Monteith. In row number 6, we'll find the 73 of Ryan Huff and Steve Loving, with Michael Swink and Ryan Derrick rolling off in 13th and 14th. 15th, we'll find Eric Burkhalter, and 16th, Charlie Gates Jr. in the 55. Adam Lang will be rolling off in 17th, with Greg Fronek in the 18th position. Stephen McDonald in the 19th position, and rounding out row number 10 is the 5 of Andy Kurtz, last year's champion. Brandon Pollock, he'll be rolling off in 21st, with Travis Bieber in 22nd. Brett Bieber 23rd. Mike Bertosa Jr. 24th. Matt Knights and Gary Wright round out the rest of the field here at Richmond, as we get ready again for 133 laps here at the tricky Richmond Raceway. Charles Stevens Jr. in the chat says, "Let's go 87, Eddie." So we got our first cheer on in the chat here tonight. Eddie Smith showed some speed in practice. He showed some speed in qualifying. I'm sure he'll show some speed tonight on the track, although he has been in a little bit of a slump lately. We'll see if he's able to bust out of that slump here tonight as the field gets rolling for its first of 2 pace laps here at Richmond. Great view down the backstretch, just how wide this little short track is. Easy for drivers to run 3, even 4 wide. We got the 1 to go here, and we'll be going racing in just 1 more lap. Again, we want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight on Intensity Broadcasting. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe, and join us after this one for another 133 laps, as the Sunday Night Truck Series will be taking on Richmond Raceway as well in their first race of the playoffs. So here we go. Pace truck's getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Chris Mclean's going to lead them down to the starting zone. Green flag is in the air. We are racing here at Richmond, and a great jump for Mclean. Here comes the 53, Jonah Cofield, looking to get around Eddie Smith, as Eddie's stuck up on that high side on cold tires. And Chris Mclean is easily going to lead the first lap as he makes his way off of turn number 4. Kosick and the 84 of Tyler Barnett battling, but Barnett gets the advantage off the corner as they make their way down into turns 1 and 2. A little farther back, we see Greg Barnett battling on the outside. He's got Daniel Stewart to the inside, one of our playoff drivers. And again, you can signify the playoff drivers by the blue spoilers, banners, and lips of the splitter. Although Daniel Stewart does not have the blue on his, he is indeed a playoff driver. They're still side by side. This is a battle for 8th place. Here comes the 91 of Logan Monteith right behind as well, trying to get himself around the 38 to try to move himself forward. Right behind, you see the 27 of Steve Loving as well in the mix. Just because you're not in the playoffs doesn't mean that you can't be out here battling for a win. As we see Jonathan Cofield slowly starting to reel in Chris Mclean. And Monteith now underneath the 38 of Greg Barnett. Charles Steve says, let's hope it's a lot less of you know what, unlike last week. I'm sure it's going to be a lot less cautions here tonight than we saw last week. And already we're past lap number 6 and the caution is yet to come out. So we're doing a lot better than we did last week. Last week was a bit of a caution fest. And we ran over into the second race of the night. But I think these guys have learned a little bit from that last week. And we can see already some great racing on the track as Monteith still battling with Greg Barnett trying to take over that 9th position. These two are just eating up their tires right side by side. He didn't want to say the C word. Yeah, we're not afraid to use the caution word around here. Because we do know that they happen. And it can make the racing a little more exciting, bunching everybody up. Although right now, this battle between these two has been great. Steve Loving has a bird's eye view of this race as well. Now Monteith is going to finally get clear the 38, move himself into 9th, and he's going to try to run down Daniel Stewart. Up front, though, Jonathan Cofield slowly running down that 05. Chris Mclean, the lead was almost a half a second. Now it's down to just about a quarter of a second. As Cofield is now there. Great run off the corner for the 53. You see the run that he's able to get, not quite close enough to try to make a move, but able to get off. They're pretty even off of turn number 4, but turn number 2, Cofield definitely has the advantage. We've seen it lap after lap. Even though these two are looking at each other, trying to battle each other, we're getting ready to battle each other. They are pulling away from 3rd place, Eddie Smith. A little further back in the back, we see a little battle back here. You got the 18 of Michael Swink. Ryan Huff right behind Adam Lang in this mix, as well as the 27 of Steve Loving. So a couple playoff drivers doing battle right here in the middle of the pack. Ryan Huff gets into the corner awfully deep there, has to check up a little bit to keep from running into the back bumper of Michael Swink. Speaking of keeping from running in the back bumper, we got two drivers starting to get awfully racy up at the front as the 53 of Cofield starting to run down the 05. He's inching closer and closer lap after lap. Ryan Huff now getting passed by the 8 of Adam Lang. Let's move Adam up into the 13th position as he continues his march forward. Right along on the back bumper of Chris Mclean. Looking back at Jonathan Cofield. Cofield took a look to the inside, wasn't able to get position. Great view off the back bumper of the 05. It is short track race. I wouldn't be surprised to see a bumper being laid, but it looks like Cofield going to dive down to the bottom, trying to take the position away as we're side by side for the lead. That time by Mclean, though, it had just a little bit of an advantage. Here comes Cofield back to the low side. Oh, gets really loose off of turn number 2. Able to hold on to it, and the battle continues. Usually when you get that loose off the corner, it really breaks your momentum, but Mclean not fazed by that. I'm sorry, Cofield not fazed by that. Able to get right around the 05 of Chris Mclean. Now Mclean trying to pull a crossover here. Ooh, almost some contact. It's a real late move from Mclean. He's trying to get that position back as he's still looking down to the inside. Is he going to try to outbreak him into turn number 1? He is. And some tight racing up front. Eddie Smith is watching this, and that's exactly what he wants to see, as that's going to allow him to catch it right up. And now Cofield starting to pull away just a little bit. Eddie Smith now has a mirror full of the 84 of Tyler Barnett. We see some damage to the right side of that 05 as well. Looks like he's up into the wall not too long ago, and already our leaders are starting to come up on the lap traffic. Jonathan Cofield makes easy work of the 15 of Greg Frodick. How is that going to affect the rest of the drivers here as Frodick stays up out of the way? Battle here between the 09, Daniel Stewart, Fry Hubbard, and Logan Monteith. 3 trucks under a blanket as they make their way down into turn number 3. Monteith is going to get around Fry Hubbard. Fry Hubbard thought about making a little crossover there, but was not able to get to the back bumper as Eddie Smith has now caught the 05 of Chris Mclean. Right along with Eddie. Hear how deep Eddie's trying to drive it into the corner. So he's going to look down to the inside of Mclean. Here comes the 84 of Tyler Barnett to follow suit. Michael Kosick, Jamie Mullins right behind as well. And I have a feeling this 05 is about to get freight trained as Eddie Smith is able to clear Mclean. And oh, some contact. Oh, Tyler Barnett is going around on the backstretch. Caution is out. Everybody's able to slow down and scatter. And that's going to bring up our first Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind of the night. We take a moment and see what happened. There we go. See the side-by-side battle between Mclean and Barnett, and yeah, these two just made some contact there, and 84 ended up getting the worst of it. We go back to live pictures, and we see that 84 on pit road. Most of the field coming down pit road this time. Eddie Smith just coming off pit road, and they're going to exit pit road the same way they went on. Mclean looks like he was able to get that truck cleaned up. See if he's able to take a reset and fix that right side of the truck, which he did. I don't know if it was a good move getting those that reset used up this early in the race. We're only on lap 30. We go back green flag racing. We'll still have 100 laps to go here at this short track. As we see the one of Brandon Pollock in front of the leaders here. He is currently the first car one lap down, or actually he is going to take the wave around here to get back onto the tail end of the lead lap. Don't forget to check out the home of the original Rebels Racing League at ORRleague.com. Link down in the description below for all stats, standings, news involving the original Rebels Racing League. Also, don't forget to check out IntensityBroadcasting.com, where you can find hats, t-shirts, stickers, coffee mugs, mouse pads of all your favorite Intensity sayings, such as Joe Wright's favorite saying, those truck cars, as well as your league collections featuring the original Rebels Racing League, SCSRA, Thunderstruck, Mayhem Modifieds, and Extreme Forces. So check that out at IntensityBroadcasting.com. And don't forget, every champion here on Intensity Broadcasting will receive a free piece of swag, courtesy of Intensity Broadcasting, as Brandon Pollock is getting the wave around back to the tail end of the line. Jonathan Cofield is going to choose the inside line, putting Eddie Smith is going to choose the outside line, putting Jonathan Cofield down to the inside. As we re-rack them, restack them, get ready to refire them here at Richmond. Pace truck takes that hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Eddie Smith's going to lead him back down to the restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. I take that back. It was Cofield that had the restart there, and he's able to pull far away from Eddie Smith as Chris Mclean has gotten around Eddie Smith for that second position. And towards the back here, we've got a dogfight. Logan Monteith right in the middle of the Hornet's Nest. Kosick and Mullins battling right in front of him. And Kosick's going to get around the 66 of Jamie Mullins. And now Logan Monteith trying to go around Mullins on that high side as well. Let's make their way down the backstretch. Daniel Stewart right behind another one of the playoff drivers. Monteith is able to clear Jamie Mullins, and we've got a battle for the lead shaping up here. It's Chris Mclean looking down to the inside of Jonathan Cofield. Cofield, though, trying to fight back on the high side, but he's not going to be able to. Now we see the 87 of Eddie Smith coming into the picture as well. further back, we see Adam Lang and Steve Loving going at it side by side. Great battle here. Steve Loving was able to get around up on the high side. Now Lang trying to fight back on the high side. Just not able to make that move work. Up front though, Jonathan Cofield has retaken the lead away from Chris Mclean. Let's go back in time and take a look at the move as a crossover down to the bottom. And outbreaking the 05 down into turn at number 3 to retake the lead here at Richmond. And he's starting to pull away as Mclean now has a mirror full of Eddie Smith. I mentioned it before, Eddie's been in a bit of a slump as of late. Hasn't been in victory lane in a little while, and he's trying to change that here at the short track here at Richmond. Top 5 drivers are all playoff drivers. Logan Monteith having a great run up into the 5th position and continuing to march forward as the field's pretty much all single file and packed tight like this, except for your leader, Jonathan Cofield, who is currently pulling away. We'll see the lead that he has over second place. Just dominating this race at the moment as everybody else is kind of strung out single file. Daniel Stewart trying to work all over the back bumper of Jamie Mullins. Oh, one truck. It's the 38 of Greg Barnett having some issues. Getting a little loose off of turn number 2. Able to hold on to it, but Steve Loving is going to be able to get right around. Although here comes Barnett fighting back hard on the inside. Right behind Fry Hubbard in a battle with Tyler Barnett. Oh, Adam Lang just got turned. Caution is out yet again. That's going to bring up another Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind. So we take a look to see what happened to Adam Lang. See Fry Hubbard down on the low side trying to make a bit of a move here. Oh, Fry Hubbard with a really late move down into turn number 3. That's going to send that 8 truck into a spin. Luckily doesn't hit anything, not a lot of damage. He'll be able to continue on without issues, but tough break for the 8 of Adam Lang, who is having such a good job, doing such a great job working his way back up through the field. Now sees himself on pit road, having to repair a little bit of damage to that left rear of that truck. Don't think he's going to use his reset. Think he's just going to sit on pit road and get that repaired. Driver who was most fortunate out of that one would be the one of Brandon Pollock, who was able to take the wave around last time, get himself back onto the lead lap. Now he's going to have the opportunity to pit here, and he'll have a little bit fresher tires than everybody else around him. Greg Froelich getting the wave around back onto the lead lap with the Lucky Dog. Don't forget to join us after this one is over as the Original Rebel Sunday Night Truck Series, brought to you by Whole Sheet Metal Heating, take on Richmond as well for 130 laps. Kevin Kinder's just joining. How's the racing, Mr. Hall? He says the racing's been absolutely fantastic, Mr. Kinder. And this is only our second caution in almost 50 laps. So the racing's been incredible. So here we go. We're going to re-rack them, restack them, and refire them here. Lights on the Payson truck are still on. They're going to be coming off this time by. Jonathan Cofield's going to take that low lane yet again. Chris Mclean up on the high side. And so far, Jonathan Cofield just putting on a clinic here. That caution raced almost a 2-second lead over the rest of the field. This is giving an opportunity for the field's tires to cool off to see if they can take another run at Cofield here. Don't forget, all your playoff drivers besides Daniel Stewart all have those blue headliners, spoilers, and splitters, so you can signify who is in the playoffs and who is not. Schofield leads them back down to the restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. We are back racing here at Richmond, and another great jump for the 53 of Cofield. But here comes Chris Mclean taking a look down to the inside. Cofield, though, battling hard up on that high side. He's able to retake the lead. Just behind, we see Jamie Mullins and Daniel Stewart. Daniel Stewart is a playoff driver, making his way up towards the front as well. He tries to get around the 66. Well, we've got the field all tightened up like this. Let's do a little segment that I like to call Pump Up the Intensity. Riding along with Ryan Derrick when he got up into the wall. made some contact heavily with the outside wall. And he is starting to slide backward just a little bit. Brandon Pollock, even though he doesn't have the blue on his truck, is currently in the playoffs as well. He is one of the round of 17 drivers. As he and Brandon Pollock and as Brandon Pollock and Ryan Derrick battle side by side. Adam Lang trying to make his way back up through the field as well after being involved in that last caution. And I think that 88 truck of Ryan Derrick is hurting right now. We saw him up against the wall for quite a bit and definitely sliding backwards at the moment. Up front, Jonathan Cofield continues the domination that we saw earlier. Almost a 2-second lead over second place Chris Mclean. We'll take a look at that blimp view and you can see the gap that Cofield has over the rest of the field at the moment. So a little side-by-side racing back here. This is Steve Loving and Tyler Barnett, two playoff drivers. Barnett's got the inside advantage, but Loving able to use that high side to get a good run up off the corner. Steve Loving is continuing his march through the field. One driver really having a march through the field is the 114 of Travis Bieber. And Bieber currently up 10 positions from where he started. And continues to pick them off one by one as he coming up onto the 14 of Fry Hubbard, trying to take over that 11th position as he inches closer and closer to the top 10. Battle back here, playoff driver Michael Swing going backwards as well in that Tar Heels machine. A lot of damage to the right side of that 18. Tells me he was up into the wall earlier. And Eddie Smith now trying to get around the 05 of Chris Mclean. There's Eddie making the move down to the inside. As they come off of turn number 2, Eddie's going to be able to slide right up in front of Mclean and take over that second position. He has a lot of work to do if he wants to catch back up to the front. And we see Mclean again with that stripe on the right side of that truck. So instead of taking the, Adam Lang having some issues going through the grass. Andy Kurtz also having some issues around on the front stretch. No caution for either truck. See if we can see what happened here. Even though we're still under green, the Adam Lang was low. Loses it right in front of Kurtz. Kurtz, can't believe that didn't bring out a caution. Because Kurtz got hit by Derrick. Trying to save it, stays on the grass. Actually loops around sideways right in front of, I believe that was no, who was that it was right in front of? But we stay green. As we see Cofield getting around the 5 machine. When we see Charlie Gates Jr. having some issues there as well. Trying to figure out that orange truck. That was Eric Burkhalter. Let's take a look at this view here from Eric Burkhalter. Yeah, I'm absolutely shocked that did not bring out a caution. Burkhalter still moving forward, even though he might need a new pair of underwear. He's going to continue on trucking. Kevin Kinder says, show him how it's done, Eddie. Eddie currently has a lot of work to do. And, oh no, we got another one around. Brandon Pollock has crashed. That is going to bring out the caution. Oh, Greg Froelich involved as well. Oh, Matt Knight's getting into Pollock there as well. And that is going to bring up another Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind. So we take a look to see what happened to the one of Brandon Pollock. Looks like Greg Froelich might have been involved in this as well. So the old one's kind of running by himself right here. And oh, so that's what happened. It actually happened well ahead of Pollock. Let's see if we can see. Yeah, we see. Oh, the 15 gets turned around right in front of, or turned around by the 38 of Greg Barnett. And not really sure if Barnett just got loose or. It's hard to say what happened there, but man, tough break for Pollock, who was a lap down earlier, was able to get his lap back. Now he's going to lose another lap as the entire field makes their way down on the pit road. We'll watch the race off pit road as Cofield gets off pit road first. Then Jonathan, take a look at the race off pit road in just a second. Yeah, Jonathan Cofield does get off of pit road first. Eddie Smith gets off second. Chris Mclean in third. Andy Kurtz showing in fourth. Andy did not pit. Andy was last on pit road on lap number 28. So he's using a little bit of strategy to try to get himself up to the front. Maybe he thinks they're going to get a quick caution. Logan Monteith back in fifth. Michael Kosick in sixth. Daniel Stewart back in seventh. Tyler Barnett in eighth. Jamie Mullins and Travis Bieber round up your top 10. And it looks like Kurtz, see if he makes his way down pit road. Yeah, he is going to come down pit road this time. I don't know if he just missed pit road or what here. Let's take a look at the 5 here, see if we can see if maybe he just missed pit road or what happened. Yeah, it looks like he thought maybe he would stay out and not working out in his favor, so Cofield will retake the lead. Cofield looks like he's going to be taking the inside lane yet again. Eddie Smith up on the outside. The lights are off on the pace truck. Chris Mclean will be rolling off in third. Logan Monteith in fourth. And Michael Kosick in the fifth position. So we are 10 laps past halfway. Pace truck's getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Cofield hits that loud pedal. We are back green flag racing here at Richmond in a great battle down into turn number 1. Chris Mclean not having the drive off the corner we saw earlier. He's got Logan Monteith to the high side. Monteith is going to try to take away that third position, and he will. Coming off through turn. Oh! The 05 loses it all by himself. Down into John Deere country. Loops it back around. No caution. And a little further back, we saw some 3-wide racing here in this mess. We see Andy Kurtz trying to move himself forward. He goes 3 wide around Greg Fronick. Oh, Barnett up into the wall now. And Andy Kurtz trying to move his way through the field here. Getting around just 64 of Matt Knights. He's looking to get around I got sidetracked by the battle up front. Andy Kurtz was trying to get around Matt Knights and Ryan Garrick, and now when I saw the battle up front, the closest that Jonathan Cofield has had someone to his back bumper in a while, and that's the 87 Eddie Smith right there, was trying to take that position away. Steve Loving trying to get around the 808 of Brett Bieber. Bieber's up into the 9th position, up 14 positions from where he started. And Travis Bieber, currently your biggest mover at 15 positions. As these two continue to battle side by side. And Loving's going to take that position away. So move himself up into the 9th position. Although Bieber's fighting back up on the high side. But no match for the 27 of Steve Loving. Oh, now the 808 gets loose into the inside wall. Caution is out. Cautions breed cautions here at these short tracks. As we take a look to see what happened to Brett Bieber here. As we were pretty much watching along as it happened, and just looks like he might have got back to the throttle just a little too hard. Ends up looping it around. Catches that inside wall and bounces back across the track. That's going to bring a few of them down pit road. It's also going to tighten up the field back to the back bumper of Jonathan Cofield. And the 08 of Adam Lang is going to get that lucky dog. So as we get ready to re-rack them, restack them, to refire them, Jonathan Cofield, has been the class of the field tonight. Nobody's been able to get close to him after a few laps. Apologize, some of my apps on my computer decided that they want to reload, such as my Discord, so I can talk to the drivers. But here we go. We're going to receive the 1 to go when they cross the line this time. The lights will go off on the pace truck. Jonathan Cofield looks like he's going to choose the inside lane yet again, putting Eddie Smith up to his outside. Logan Monteith back in that 3rd position. Michael Kosick up into the 4th position up on the high side. Then Daniel Stewart and Tyler Barnett make up row number 3. Travis Bieber and Jamie Mullins, row 4. Steve Levin, Steve McDonald in row number 5. So a lot of your playoff drivers. The only driver in the top 10 that is not in the playoffs is the 66 of Jamie Mullins. As the pace truck makes the hard move on the pit road. The green flag is back in the air. We are back racing here at Richmond, and these guys should have enough fuel in the tank to get to the end. You see Eddie Smith fighting hard on that high side, trying to get around Jonathan Cofield. Cofield just too strong at the moment, fighting on the low side. Here comes Monteith into the mix as well. Eddie Smith has pulled ahead of Jonathan Cofield, but isn't going to be enough. Is he going to be able to clear that 53 machine as Cofield fights back on the low side? They're still side by side for the lead as they make their way through turns 3 and 4. And he got a little tight off the corner there. Had to check up to keep from hitting the wall. And here comes Cofield back down to the bottom. Ooh, Eddie does hit the wall that time. And the yellow flag is back out. Looks like Brett Bieber was back around. Matt Knights, Ryan Derrick involved as well. Ooh, a lot of damage to that 88 machine. Matt Knights may have just been checking up to avoid it. Let's bring out our Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind. Let's see what happened to Brett Bieber here, as this is where it says it started. Oh, the 43 of Batosa Jr. comes down into the side of the 808, sends him down into the inside wall. Then there was more going on behind. Oh, wow, we see so after that happened, the 48 had some more issues. If I could find him here. Just overdrove turn number 3. Gets up into Ryan Derrick and Fry Hubbard. See Michael Swink catching a little piece of it as well. Ooh, hard contact for that 88 machine. And Greg Barnett and Adam Lang just barely able to sneak through. Fronek able to avoid. And we saw the 64 of Matt Knights able to avoid it as well. So currently Matt Knights sits currently in second. He has not come down pit road yet. So let's see if he decides to stay out and try to use a little strategy here. He does. He's going to stay out. So Chris Mclean came down pit road last on lap 85. Matt Knights was last on pit road on 72. Then Jonathan Cofield on back, all just pit on lap number 91. So Matt Knights is going to have about 20 lap older tires than everybody behind him, and Mclean is going to have about 13 lap older tires than everybody behind him. That could make things a little interesting here when we go back green flag racing, as Mclean and Knights will not have the grip in their tires that everybody behind them will have on this restart. We'll have to watch out for wheel spin. As always, I want to thank everybody who's joined us here tonight on Intensity Broadcasting. This is the the Original Rebels Racing League Outlaw Series, brought to you by Hardline Transport Solutions. Lights are off on the pace truck. Chris McLean's going to choose the outside, putting Matt Knights down on the inside. Pace truck getting ready to pull off on the pit road. And they're already back green flag racing, and Eddie Smith gets a great jump. You can see Matt Knights just not able to get the power down. We are 4 wide going into turn number 1. And one truck is around. That's the 84. Mayhem behind. They are still wrecking. Caution is out. Is going to bring up another Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind as we take a look to see what just happened. To bring out this yellow flag. So see, the 64 just not able to get going on those older tires, and the 53 loses a ton of positions. And then the 84, so we'll rewind it just a little bit. Looks like the 84 might have just lost it on his own with the with some contact here. We go slow motion. Did see the 84 have some kind of a connection issue, but before that, there was contact as they were 4 wide down into turn number 1. See Michael Kosick right there as well, trying to avoid it. Travis Bieber locks him up, starts spinning to avoid the mess. See Steve Loving diving down to the inside to avoid it. Steve McDonald not as lucky. Andy Kurtz able to sneak on through. And then Charlie Gates Jr., Mike Pertosa get into it in the back. Adam Lang gets a little piece as well. And that's the 53 of Cofield involved in this as well. So the driver who was the fastest truck of the night loses it in the middle of turns 1 and 2. Gets tagged but hard by Adam Lang, and Ryan Huff goes around as well. So a lot of good trucks tore up in that mess. Jonathan Cofield still on pit road. A lot of damage to that 53. I believe he had to tow. And looks like Cofield is in danger of going a lap down. He still has a lot of damage to that truck. Looks like he did not have a reset to use, so he's got himself stuck all the way in the back right now. And I believe he is going to be scored 1 lap down. Nope, I take that back. He is on the tail end of the lead lap. So he is on the lead lap. Drivers who did not get the best out of that, Ryan Huff. Fry Hubbard is currently 1 lap down. Tyler Barnett is a couple laps down. Adam Lang is a couple laps down. One driver out of the race. That is the one of Brandon Pollock. Here we go. Lights are back off on the pace truck. Chris Mclean is your leader up on the high side. Eddie Smith on the low side. We'll have to see how much damage is to that 53 machine. And if he's able to drive back up to the front with just 31 laps to go. Chris Mclean back to the throttle. We're back. Green flag racing. And Gary Wright having some issues. Yellow flag is back out. And again, cautions breed cautions as we take a look to see what happened to Gary Wright. Oh, just spins the tires on the restart. We were talking about that earlier. Spins the tires on the restart, ends up sliding across track. We see Mike Bertosa Jr. making some contact going through the grass. Oh, it sounds like he might have missed a shift here. Let's ride along here and listen. Either missed a shift or had a money shift going from second, or from say going from second to third or third to fourth. Went either second to first or third to second. So tough break for him, spinning out in front of everybody there. And that is a great break though for the 53 of Jonathan Cofield, who's going to be able to make his way back down on the pit road and get some more damage fixed here. Oh, and he does take a reset. So he did have a reset. He just didn't have it turned on, and now he's able to take some tires. Looks like he took right side tires and got that reset. Now he's got a fresh truck, and look out for this 53. He's going to have the red mist here. He's going to be pretty mad driving back through the field, so watch for him. Question is, does he have enough time to drive back through the field? So as we have a moment, we want to thank all of our great sponsors who make this league possible. Hardline Transport Solutions, fueled by the memory of Matthew Mann. Danglang Racing Design, Schmiel Racing Design, Shiba Inu Crypto, Peg Leg Felts, P&J Motorsports, Evil Empire Simsport, Thunderstruck Super Series, Kinder Farm and Ranch, BK Motorsports, and Silbuski Window Tinting, all pitching in to make this possible week after week. We hope you enjoy tuning in week after week here on Intensity Broadcasting. And while we have a moment here on the broadcast, we want to congratulate Atlee Atman Weiss having a great finish at Dominion Raceway last night, coming in 4th at a very fast track. So congrats to that young man, having a great season, running a bunch of tracks throughout the Southeast. couple tracks in Virginia and South Carolina, North Carolina area. So we look forward to watching that young man's progress. But here we go. We're going to go back green flag racing here at Richmond. Pace truck is pulled into pit road, and Chris Mclean immediately back to the gas again. Able to keep Eddie Smith behind him as they make their way down into turns 1 and 2. Logan Monteith trying to join the party here as well. Then you've got Jamie Mullins back here trying to play spoiler. We'll battle back here. We see Matt Knight's. Oh, some contact between Steve McDonald and the 38 of Greg Barnett. And Barnett's up into the wall. They're 3-4 wide behind. And right in the middle of this mess is the 53 of Jonathan Cofield as he's trying to make his way back up. As he splits 3 wide between Michael Swink and Bertosa Jr. Oh, Bertosa Jr. didn't make him contact. Send the 43 up into the wall. No caution. We have 24 laps to go, and Cofield is a man on a mission, just driving through the field right now, trying to get back up to the front. He's going to get around Greg Barnett. He goes going around Ryan Derrick as well. He's got Ryan Huff and Matt Knights in front of him, and he is driving like a man possessed right now. Back up front, Eddie Smith still rides behind the 05 of Chris Mclean. And Logan Monteith right here in the mix as well. Eddie's going to take a look down to the inside. He's going to take that position away. So move Eddie Smith up to the point. And now Logan Monteith also trying to make a move here to the inside. McLean, though, trying to fight back down the front stretch. It's a lot easier to fight back down the front stretch than it is to fight on the back stretch. Just seems like the tires do not want to hook up off of turn number 2. Although Monteith now has to fall back in line. Now he's going to take another look at the inside of Chris Mclean, and that's going to allow Eddie Smith to start to pull away. Michael Kosick and Brett Bieber battling side by side. It's a battle for 10th place. As Kosick is going to jump up into that 10th position. Monteith has fallen back in line, but here comes Jamie Mullins. Now on the back bumper of the 91. How about Jonathan Cofield still moving his way through the field? Getting around the 73 of Ryan Huff. Next on his radar is the 55 of Charlie Gates Jr. But with 18 laps to go, I don't know if there's going to be enough time for this 53 to make his way back up towards the front. Second, third, and fourth battle here is heating up as Mclean cannot get that truck down to the yellow line like he was able to earlier on those much older tires. See Monteith able to get right down to that yellow line. The 05 is pushing up the track just a little bit. Oh, Gary Wright has some issues on the backstretch. Caution is back out. That's going to bring up another wreckage rewind here tonight. As we see our 8th caution of the night. See if we can see what happened to the 21 of Gary Wright. Oh, runs up on the back bumper of Greg Froelich, has to check up to avoid him, locks up the rear tires and spins the truck around. So See if anybody makes their way down onto pit road. Looks like the field is going to come down pit road, and this is exactly what Chris Mclean wanted. Now he's going to be on the same tire strategy as the leaders. You know who's going to stay out, though? The 53 of Jonathan Cofield. And Brett Bieber stays out as well. So we'll watch the race off of pit road here. Eddie Smith's going to get off first. It's like Ryan Derrick ended up beating Chris Mclean off pit road. Nope, Mclean was able to get by Derrick, so he's going to slide back into that fourth position. Derrick with a lot of damage to that truck's been caught up in a couple incidents here tonight. So Brett Bieber, last on pit road on lap 97. Jonathan Cofield, last on pit road on lap 103. And the field behind, last on pit road on lap 119. So when we take the green flag, we're going to have about 10 laps to go. Can Brett Bieber or Jonathan Cofield hold off the field on the older tires for 10 laps? Or the newer tires of Eddie Smith and Chris Mclean, Ryan Derrick, Logan Monteith, all going to play a part here. Five out of your top 6 drivers are playoff drivers. Brett Bieber in the 808, not a playoff driver, just trying to play spoiler here tonight. And Jonathan Cofield trying to punch his ticket to the next round. So here we go. Pace truck's getting ready to pull off on the pit road. Brett Bieber's going to lead them down, and Brett Bieber's going to hit the gas. We are back green flag racing. Eddie Smith already trying to take advantage of that low lane, trying to get around the 53 of Cofield. And Cofield just not able to get rolling on these older tires, or is it just that he's on the high side? Eddie Smith now taking a look down to the inside of Brett Bieber. Logan Monteith rolling that bottom better than Cofield right now. Cofield, though, has 9 laps to get himself back up to the front. Except for we have a caution with a big wreck on the front stretch. Matt Knight's involved. It's going to bring up another Kinder Farmer Ranch Wreckage Rewind. Couple playoff drivers involved in this one as well. We're going to rewind this a little bit further because there was an absolute mess coming through turns 1 and 2 for the first time. They were 4 wide into the corner See Andy Kurtz getting up into the wall there. Ryan Derrick almost losing it there. And now they're still 4 wide coming down the backstretch. And Kurtz makes a little contact with Derrick. See Steve McDonald, Charlie Gates involved right there as well. Gates is going to go sliding. Steve McDonald's going to catch Matt Knights, who ends up going through the infield. And see Mike Bertosa Jr. also involved at the top of the screen. So a couple quick drivers, a couple playoff drivers involved in that one. There we go. We have 5 laps to go right now. Lights on the pace car will be turning off next time by. We're going to have 3 laps to settle it. Unless another caution comes out. Brett Bieber up into the top 3, trying to hold on to a podium spot here. Again, not in the playoffs, but just trying to play spoiler, trying to take away some points from our playoff drivers. As the lights on the pace truck are off, Eddie Smith will choose the inside lane, Brett Bieber to the outside, Chris Mclean, Jonathan Cofield in row number 2, Logan Monteith and Travis Bieber in row number 3. Then Jamie Mullins, Steve Loving in back row in 4, and then Michael Kosick and Fry Hubbard round out your top 10. But it's going to be all about Eddie Smith's restart here, and if Jonathan Cofield can do anything to try to get himself back to the front. We saw his dominating performance earlier, and now he's just got to try to get himself back onto the podium here. It'll be hard to hold off on new tires, it's true. As there we go, Eddie back to the green. We're back racing here. And Brett Bieber already fallen back. Continuing to fall back, and he's already... Sorry, there's Cofield that was falling backwards, but Bieber also falling backwards. Got Logan Monteith looking underneath him. Here comes Cofield looking down to the inside as well. And Eddie Smith has just 2 laps to go here at Richmond. Mike Beef says at least you'll get a break between races this week. That's true, as the field makes their way down the backstretch. Monteith in that 3rd position. Here comes Cofield, though. We saw him show some speed earlier. See if his tires are fresh enough as the white flag is in the air. 1 lap to go. No matter what, we're going to finish this race this lap. Eddie Smith with a half a second lead over 2nd place Chris Mclean. And you see the bee's nest of trucks in the back here. Oh, Matt Knight's around off of turn number 2, but Eddie Smith comes off of turn number 4. Eddie Smith is going to win here at Richmond. Chris McLean's going to come home in 2nd as he drifts it through turns 1 and 2. And Logan Monteith back into 3rd. Cofield has an amazing recovery back in the 4th. And Jamie Mullins in the 5th position as the entire field stacks it up on the backstretch. But it's all about your winner tonight, Eddie Smith. Eddie burns it down here on the front stretch. And the fireworks fly. We'll take a look at our results. Eddie Smith is your winner. Chris Mclean comes home second. Logan Monteith in third. Jonathan Cofield and Jamie Mullins round out your top 5. Michael Kosick comes home 6th. Travis Bieber back in 7th. Andy Kurtz in 8th. Brett Bieber falls back to 9th. And then Daniel Stewart is your 10th position. 11th, Steve Loving. Fry Hubbard back in 12th. Michael Swink in 13th. Ryan Huff, Steve McDonald round out your top 15. 16, Eric Burkhalter. 17, Ryan Derrick. 18th, Matt Knights, Greg Barnett. 19th, and Mike Bertosa Jr. comes home 20th. 21st will be Gary Wright. 22nd, Greg Froelich. Charlie Gates Jr. 23rd. Tyler Barnett, Adam Lang, and Brandon Pollock round out the field. And a rough night for 3 of our playoff drivers right there. Tyler Barnett, Adam Lang, Brandon Pollock, all rounding out at the back of the field here tonight. They were hoping to have some good runs here. Unfortunately for them, just not happening. As we get ready for our post-race interviews. Before we do that, let's mention our hard charger tonight. Your hard charger was the 114 of Travis Bieber, making up 15 positions from where he started. 1 spot over Brett Bieber. So 2 hard chargers, if really. Brett Bieber coming home 14 positions, but Travis Bieber making up 15 positions tonight. So let's talk to our top 3. As we get ready to talk to our top 3 in our Thunderstruck Super Series post-race interviews. And let's bring in your 3rd place finisher tonight, the 91 of Logan Monteith. Logan, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, great run tonight. It seemed like battle of attrition there for a while. You were able to keep yourself out of it tonight. Come home in 3rd. Strategy kind of went out the window with all the cautions we had. We had that long green flag run for a while, but overall, great race for you. What was the strategy coming in, and how did it change as the cautions started to breed cautions and come out?
I mean, I didn't really have a strategy going in. I wasn't too confident with my qualifying run, and starting about 10, I think I started 10th. I just wasn't confident, and I tend to do better towards once I get a handle on the car, but it's hard to pass in these trucks with no power.
Seemed like it was hard to pass in the trucks with no power, and also looked like the truck was really slick off of turns 2 and 4 tonight. Did the track tighten up as the run went on, or did the truck starting to loose up a little bit?
That was just me trying to push for everything I got.
No.
It all depends on corner entry if you wanted it tight or loose.
Well, a great run tonight, coming home in 3rd. Great points night here in the playoffs. That's got to make you happy. And before we let you go, anyone who want to thank, any shout you got to give here tonight?
Oh yeah, I'll thank our series sponsor, Hardline Transport Solutions, Danglang Racing Designs, Smeal Race Designs, Shibu Inno Crypto, my team Evil Empire Sim Sport. This team sponsors Skills VR Arcade, Retro Valis Customs and Designs, ABR Setup Shop, Seavers Racing Media, Mud Mules TV, MP Foxtography, raise energy. And then I just want to thank you guys for broadcasting this.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congrats on the podium. Good points tonight. Moving on into next week, and I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon.
Okay, thank you.
That was your third place finisher, Logan Monteith. Let's bring in your second place finisher, Chris Mclean. Chris, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
I got you.
Man, great run here tonight, coming home in second. I know at one point didn't look like you were going to have that good of a run as you got up in the wall a couple times tonight. Really hurt that truck. I saw you sliding back, but able to fight back for a podium here, second place. How were you able to bounce back after having the damage, and did the damage slow you down a lot tonight?
Yeah, I mean, there in the first little bit, it got a little bit of damage, and it did. That spin, I just got in there, kind of had my nose chopped off there, and I was in a four-wheel slide and was trying to put the power down to save what I could, and ended up looping it out. And I thought my race was over there, but ended up going in and getting a set of tires, and little pit strategy went my way there, and I was able to stay out and get back up there and battle with Eddie and Jonathan Cofield and all them for the lead. And I did have a little damage there at the end, but Eddie's just, I mean, everywhere we go, he's class of the field. You're always chasing him. If he ever gets out front, you got your work cut out for you. And you know, we teammates, so we was trying to work together as best we could and just take them top spots there.
For sure, and a great run, great points night in the playoffs as we move on to New Hampshire next week. How do you like your chances at New Hampshire?
I love my chances. You know, New Hampshire fits my driving style. It's one of my better tracks, so hopefully we can be the class of the field there and seal our fate for these championship run like Eddie did, and just move forward.
Well, again, congrats on the second place finish. Before we let you go, anyone you want to thank? Any shots you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, big shout out to all my teammates. You know, Eddie, Jonah, Eric Burkhalter, all the hard work we put in, all the admins in this league, man, they put on a great league, and you up in the booth do a great job. I always enjoy going back and watching the broadcast. Just everybody that has anything to do with it, this is a great league, and I like to put on a show for the fans.
For sure, and we got a lot of people watching here tonight, so it's a great job for you. And we look forward to seeing what you can do next week at New Hampshire.
Thank you, buddy.
So as your second place finisher, Chris Mclean. Let's bring in your winner tonight, Eddie Smith. Eddie, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Hey, what's up?
Man, you've been slumping for a little while, and now you're showing that you know how to get yourself around these little tracks like this. Great job with the win here tonight. At one point, Jonathan Cofield just had was the class of the field. He had his truck on rails, and before the incident, looks like nobody was going to be able to chase him down. Is that where you were kind of feeling as well, or do you think on the long run you might have been able to chase him down if we didn't get those cautions there?
I don't know. I was making I'm trying to get, I don't know, my mindset's all jacked up. Been changing how I normally drive, and I've been trying to get back to the way I drive, which is just drive the pace I want to drive and let the race kind of happen around you. And not push too hard. I'm guilty of trying to push too hard to save a position or something. And so tonight I was really just trying to make it to the end, not really burn my stuff up. And so when Cofield kind of got out there a little bit, I don't think I was too worried. I felt like we'd have some cautions and stuff. And once I got around Chris, I was able to at least keep pace with him. So I felt like it was okay. We didn't really get a long enough run. I think it takes like 60 laps for the tire difference to really show. So we didn't really get long enough run to see. But Cofield was extremely fast, and he was definitely the class of the field. Just a little bit unlucky there, unfortunately. So hate it for him. But yeah, I mean, a good race. I'm glad to get the win. I love Richmond. So.
And you talk about having to change your driving style a little bit. For those who aren't iRacers or racers themselves, can you kind of mention that a little bit? Like, what difference do you have to do to change your driving styles? Is it just lifting off the throttle a little earlier, letting it roll, or is it something else?
Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to save tires, have a good pace, run consistent lines, you just really kind of let the car roll. Especially at Richmond, it's so fast. The car is like on rails on the bottom. I try to wrap the bottom, keep the speed up. But as far as just changing my mindset, I'm just trying to make sure that if somebody gets on me and goes under me and passes me, I don't get all flustered and try to fight them really, really hard, or take unnecessary risk, or get frustrated if you start to lose a couple positions, knowing that, hey, I need to run this pace. I've let that get competition so strong here that I've let that get the best of me in the past few weeks. So I'm just trying to get that back down where it's like, hey, I'm just going to run the pace I need to run. If somebody else is flying up through there, it's all them. I just need to focus on what I'm doing, not worry about trying to stay in front of so and so, or keep pace with, like when Cofield pulls away, it's easy to get stressed out and go, oh crap, he's getting away, and just start pushing harder than you want to. I go into practice, this is the pace I want to run, and that's what I'm going to start sticking with. And so I'm glad it worked out. Who knows if it would have stayed green there, Cofield probably would have ran off in the sunset, but that's all it is. Just a mindset thing of, hey, I'm not going to let anybody dictate how I'm going to drive.
Well, there you go, and it worked for you tonight, getting you the win. As I mentioned, you were kind of in a bit of a slump, but now's the time to turn it on here in the playoffs. So great job with the win tonight. Before we let you go, anyone you want to shout out? Any thanks you got to give here tonight?
Man, I want to thank Jonah. He was spotting for me tonight, so definitely appreciate him. Chris Mclean, Eric Burkhalter, we was all working together, talking about pit strategy. Man, if you're out there, join the team, man. Find some people that you like, spend time and race with. It makes all the difference in the world. When you get in there and have a good time, have people to bounce ideas off of. So definitely appreciate Team Ding-a-Ling. Really can't do it without them. I want to thank you in the booth, man. Like I said the other day, I mean, you are one of the best, and so always appreciate you, and you think you do a great job. So really appreciate thanks Twink and everybody who admins the race. We had, I think, Brandon Wallace doing a little bit of race control in the race, so appreciate him. Thank everybody that puts all the work in that they do, and all the sponsors, Hardline. I want to thank them and the rest of our sponsors, man. Couldn't do it without y'all. So.
Well, thank you for the kind words, Eddie. I appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing how you do next week at New Hampshire. I know it's another track that really suits your driving style, so I'm sure we'll be talking again soon.
All right, Josh. Thanks, man.
So there you have it, your winner tonight, Eddie Smith, getting the win. Again, we want to congratulate all the top three, as well as all the playoff drivers having good runs tonight. And some of the playoff drivers not having some of the greatest of runs tonight. But we move on to New Hampshire next week, and we get ready for another race here in about 10 minutes. The Rebels Truck Series will be taking off here at Richmond for another 133 laps, so you're not going to want to miss that. See if Garrett Kinder can continue to stretch his point lead here in the regular Truck Series. So, as our boy Atlee Atman Weiss would say, over and out, and we'll see you soon.